Hey Kev, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Cool, man. As far as breaking those, you could use the top of the paint tip to push through. You'll see when you take them out. That's what I'm talking about. You take the top off, and then there's kind of foil protecting some of them if they're not already opened. It'll be easier to explain once you see what's going on there.
There's so many options.
Yeah. Anything exciting been happening in your life?
This is about the highlight of it right here.
Top of the pops right now. It's great.
Well, I just work in an office, you know, so I'm kind of bored all day.
You like office work?
No.
What's the problem with it?
I like structure.
Right.
And that's the problem when I was trying to focus on just doing creative things.
Yeah.
Like writing and performing. Some type of like personal projects.
Right.
I didn't get anything done. And then all day long I was like, what should I do now?
Right.
And then, you know, I've got like, you can always procrastinate. You can always find something to do.
Yeah.
So when I got an office job, I liked the routine.
Waking up in the morning, going to bed at night.
Yeah, I know exactly what to do.
Right. You know exactly how much free time you have each day. You don't feel like you're wasting your life because you're going. At least you're going to job. At least you're making money. At least you're.
Well, I definitely feel like I'm wasting my life.
Sure.
Well, because it's not going anywhere. Personally.
Oh yeah. What's your gripe there?
What does that mean?
I mean, why don't you think your personal life's going the way you want it to?
No, I'm talking about my career. I'm talking about my job doesn't have anything to do with. It's not like personally satisfying.
Right.
It's just a job.
Yeah.
So, if you stay at a job like that a long time, you feel like you're wasting your life.
I hear you. I'm trying to think what the longest I've ever been in one career was. I guess 2.5 years at the same place. Like that's the
about me
longest.
too. It's like 2.5, 3 years.
Oof, man, I just remember how sick of everybody I was by that point. I just needed a change of fucking scenery, if nothing else. I could have done the exact same thing, just looking at different people. Just the effort it would have taken to learn new people's names and just have them, you know, and let's get to know their little foibles around the coffee maker would have been better than staring at the same assholes for another fucking day.
Well, it doesn't sound like you belong in an office.
I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. We went out to lunch, you know, and she's telling me, you know, some people just aren't made. She's an office person, you know. She always worked at very corporate environments. She was telling me that at her job, like, if you get to a senior enough level, like, you have to start doing charity. Like the company makes you, so that they could say all their VPs or whatever are, you know, involved in charitable this and that. She was trying to put a nice spin on it, like that was just part of the culture that they were trying to engender, but once you force people to do charity, it's not really charity anymore, is it? It's just like you will lose your job if you do not go do charity. It's just more work.
Yes, it is.
More noble work than, you know, perhaps than doing international banking or whatever, but you figured out what I'm talking about here. Yeah, you really got to press it in hard.
Let's clarify what we're doing.
Oh yeah, you're painting me a picture.
I'm painting a picture.
Right.
That's what I'm pressing it hard is the
Excuse me.
Top of the paint.
You think I'm going to chop this up and indict you somehow?
I don't want any. No, that'd be great. And I've already got the paint over me. Now here's the thing.
That's why I gave you paper towels.
I wanted to
Also for cleaning the brush.
I was very interested in doing a lot of pastel type stuff, but
Yep.
I don't know how to mix colors. So I don't know how I'm gonna get. I really want like a lot of pink. I like neon stuff.
Yeah.
Like a neon pink, neon blue.
Right.
And I don't know how to. How do you make
my
pink?
suggestion is red and white, but
Well, that's not gonna be neon pink. That's gonna be like a
pale pink or
Valentine's
something
Day.
like that.
What's that?
Like a pale pink. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Is there white?
I think
either?
unfortunately you're just working with flatter colors. I might need to get like a different set of oils that conform to the neon movement, man. We could go to Blick and you could point some specific shit out to me.
You need the Miami Vice.
The whole Vice palette that you're looking to achieve. Yeah.
Do you like neon colors?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Do you like 80s stuff?
I'm born in the 80s, you know?
I'm a little older than you, but I have
I'm 84, but I
affinity for like
80s stuff?
80s aesthetic and like that type of stuff. I like that a lot.
You make that pretty clear, right? You'll do your jokes about this or that 80s hairband or Billy Joel or something like that, right? You do have more of an interest in the 80s than the average cat.
I don't know. It's like a nostalgia thing.
You remember the 80s that well?
Yeah. Well, I was born in 1980.
Right, so it's like you were really coming online mid 80s, you know, like being able to remember shit and make childhood memories and stuff.
I'm really disappointed with this pink.
Oh, bud, I don't know what to tell
This
you.
is not a bright neon. If this pink was outside of a club, I don't think I'd want to go into that club.
Yeah, giving off the wrong vibe. Just keep fooling around with it. You're the artist.
I'm
Maybe add some yellow. I don't know. Does that neonify things?
Well, this is lemon yellow. What do you like about the 80s?
Few things. I like.
I'm
I'm a big Billy Joel fan. And I guess Billy Joel's ascendancy was the late 70s,
that
early
was the
80s.
70s. Yeah.
That was the 70s, you'd say. All right. So then I'd say, what's an 80s thing that I really like? I don't know. Start giving me some hints. Like, what are really credible 80s things to continue enjoying?
Do you like a pop music? Like new wave or
Yeah, I was not really behind the
Prince?
new wave movement. I guess my favorite thing that came out of the 80s sort of was punk rock and that sort of thing. The I was never a huge Black Flag fan, but
yeah, that's not even very mainstream punk rock.
no. But I was a big Bad Religion and NoFX fan, and they started in the 80s, but I would really consider that more 90s music. No, I really did not like new wave very much. I didn't like Devo or
Just the hits.
Yeah, who would be the epitome of the 80s artist? I don't know. Like that guy who did sports or something, right?
That
Huey
guy.
Lewis.
Well, there's as artists, there's Michael Jackson and Madonna
Yes.
and Bon Jovi and U2. Those are like the big artists.
Right. And you know
Bruce
what?
Springsteen, eventually.
Yeah. God, you are lining it up. I do not like 80s music.
Really? You
think
don't like
it's
any
what-
of those? Those are like the artists.
Right. And I think, and now you really kind of put a pin in it for me. I don't like that. I was like, wow, all that stuff from the 80s, you're right. I don't like any of those people. Bruce Springsteen is the toughest because he seems to have a lot of credibility with people, you know? And where he's something more than a pop artist. He's like an important, I don't know, somewhere between Bon Jovi and the Beatles or something. But he is, I don't really like his voice. And I've just never...
Really?
I've never been interested in any of his songs. Yeah.
At what point can I bail on this painting and start a new one?
Whenever you like.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
too much control. This is why I can't get anything done.
Oh, then you can't.
I need rules.
You gotta fucking work on that painting. Make it as good as you could possibly fucking make it, and then live by the results. If it really sucks, I'll just throw it away and I won't tell you.
This one might get tossed.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, oil's tough.
Well, yeah. Okay.
You gonna go back? You were telling me that your parents were moving to Florida
To
or whatever.
Florida, that's right.
Are you gonna go back to your old hometown one last time?
I was going to, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work out now.
Wow. Too
Because
bad.
they got rid of everything. They moved everything to storage, or they shipped it, so the house is completely empty.
Oh, they stripped it, and it's just
There's their bed. They got a bed.
Okay. They're still living in it though, to some extent, right?
Yeah.
So and they're just like sitting on the living room floor watching like a fucking flat screen plugged into the wall or something.
Yep.
Wow.
Just like when we moved into the house.
Right.
And so I don't think I'm gonna head back there. And then I got a vacation coming up, and I don't want to spend it in Michigan.
Yeah. I hear you.
I don't think I told you I'm going to Japan for 2 weeks also.
Wow! Congratulations. That's awesome, man.
I'm gonna go with a group of teachers because the organization I work for is sending a group of teachers, group of 11 teachers to Japan.
Yep.
Because they have Japanese students at their school, and I'm gonna go this year as like the liaison.
It's amazing.
Oh, I think I did tell you this.
Yes.
Because I told you I was going to be the chaperone, and you wanted to know what I'm chaperoning.
But
I don't think
we were eating some fried chicken, and you were telling me that you were going to be like chaperoning these, I assume, Japanese adults or whatever.
No, they're American adults.
They're American adults, excuse me. And I thought the use of the word chaperone there was a little funny.
I might be using it wrong.
No, I think you're explaining. You know, I understand what you mean by it. I just think it's
like a liaison.
Right.
In case
That's
somebody
it.
dies, I got to be there to.
Yes, I don't quite get it because from all reports, your Japanese is not wonderful, right?
It's well, it's a lot better than people probably realize.
Oh,
It'll
is
be
it?
better when I get there
I hope so. Yeah, it'd be cool.
because I lived in Japan for 8 months,
Right.
and I didn't really speak it when I got back, and I don't like to speak it around the office.
Why
There's
not?
Japanese people at the office because I'm very like embarrassed by it. Also,
You think they'd be harsh critics too?
no, I don't think they'd be harsh critics. I just know it's not good. I know enough about the language to know how I'm not butchering it. You know what I mean? Like when I can't put a sentence together. I know.
Yes,
I have
very
a-
frustrating.
Yeah, because if you study a language like that, do you speak a language?
I did Spanish in high school and college.
Yeah. So after a while, you come to understand the language better than you can speak it or hear it. You learn how the grammar is and the certain vocabulary and the sentence construction.
Have you gotten to the point where you can hear it and you understand it better than you can speak it? Is that what you're saying?
But I'm just saying I understand the language. I know more about the language intellectually
in a
than I can use.
semantic way where you
Yeah.
know what the adverbs are.
Yeah,
and
I'm very
what
good
the-
at grammar.
Oh, are you?
And yeah, like if you showed me a sentence, I could dissect it and be like, "This is what's going on here." But then when you're like talking to somebody,
Like this is an indirect
Conversationally,
object
it's
pronoun.
like-
this is
yeah.
a transitive verb. This is all the parts of speech and so on.
exactly. But then when you're talking to somebody, you gotta like just go off the top of your head and wing it. And I don't have because I'm not around it that much. I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, Spanish was the worst because we learned it starting in 7th grade, and then I kept taking it all the way through sophomore year of college. And it's a joke. I can't do anything with it. I went to Spain after college, when theoretically
Yeah.
my Spanish should be at its strongest powers or whatever. I was just fresh off, whatever. My 7 years of Spanish learning. And how embarrassing it was. First of all, I went to Barcelona, and they don't even fucking speak Spanish. Nobody tells you that shit. Is that those people are speaking some other crazy language.
Oh, really? I
That's,
didn't know that.
That's like a sister language to Spanish. It's called Castile or Castilian or something. So that's what they're up to. So they don't give a shit. And then I went to Madrid, and those people do speak Spanish, which was great. But they also speak English, and they actually want to like just take your order or whatever. And so they don't want to hear you fumble around with your "Excúsame, por favor, lo siento, pero mi español está terrible." They just want to fucking get over with whatever business they have with you. So they're just like, "Yes, English, no problem." And so even there, you don't really get to speak any Spanish. And then, I don't know. It's too bad. You should teach that shit when you're in kindergarten. Like everything else that matters.
This might be the most sophomoric painting anyone's done here.
Oh, yeah?
Just in terms of, like, if you brought a small child in here, they would be like, this is the pattern I'm going to do. Just going to go colors across the canvas.
Yeah.
Like a shirt.
Right.
And I don't see what's creative about that.
The nice thing about oil painting is you start doing something and then you keep fucking up because it just keeps looking shitty. So you keep correcting and correcting and correcting. And then by the time you're done, it really doesn't resemble much of anything that you thought it would originally look like anyway.
Why like that?
That's been my experience anyway. You have any formal art training?
No.
What's your experience with art? You like art at all?
I like art a lot. I like the idea of art. I wish I was an artist. I always wanted to be some type of an artist. I always thought when I was growing up, any type of artist was really cool.
Yeah.
Anything creative, whether it be like a writer or a filmmaker or a painter or a musician or a comedian. But then
Magical that anybody gets to make their life doing some kind of weird thing like that.
yeah. And I don't know how to do that. Also, it's interesting. Some people have different skills.
Yeah. Just different humans are so different. Like the idea somebody can pick up a pencil and then recreate things they see with the pencil. And I pick up a pencil and I can barely make letters that will resemble, that'll be readable letters. It's insane to me how there's such a disparity in ability to do that. Why is it some humans can make pictures with their hands and others that does not translate? It's a bit of an odd mystery to me. And it goes across cultures and everything like that. I think there's just a certain percentage, relatively small, less than 50%, I think, in every culture and every race and every whatever, men and women, anything. And some of them can recreate images with their hands and some of them can't. Forget about then going on to do more artistically avant-garde things. That's what I think anyway, Kevin.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see Billy Joel.
When?
2 weeks.
That's wonderful. The Garden?
At the Garden, yep.
God damn, man.
He's at the Garden all the time.
Is he still on that thing where he's going once a month or something?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's like a residency.
Yeah, residency.
There's a huge
I don't think
demand.
that's what he's just selling out the Garden 12 times a year. I don't know if...
That's what it's called, a residency.
yes, but a residency is like when you're at the Copacabana or something, not when you're at
Well, it's
the fucking 15,000 seat garden.
That's true.
Or whatever it is. That's gonna be great, man.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Billy Joel a lot.
I've watched some recent clips of his, like he did Shea Stadium or something not that long ago, and his voice still sounds great as far as I can tell.
Yep.
So, bring it on. I knew what's the way to put this. I had sex with this Australian girl once. And she fucking is coming back to New York sometime in a few months, I think, like at the end of the summer or this fall. And she said she wanted to come back to see Billy Joel also. So I was like,
Well, there you
sweet.
go. That's your end.
Sweet. Get some Billy Joel tickets. Maybe a little romance. Bottle of red, bottle of white, Do you not know?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those tickets are gonna be expensive though.
Yeah, it sucks. What are you paying?
My girlfriend got them.
Whoa!
But they're like
nice present.
It was a birthday present, but they're up like upper bowl.
Yeah.
They're not good seats.
Sucks. Doesn't suck. It's great.
No, it's great.
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna love this painting.
You think so?
It's if you don't mind, I'd like it to hang in your bedroom, above your on the ceiling.
You know what? If I showed you the big canvas, right? If you'd have done the big canvas, that would go in my bedroom.
You would have been forced to put it in your bedroom.
my bedroom closet. Yeah.
Oh,
No, that would
this is hard.
this one will go with the rest of them, I'm sure. Can you get you another beer?
Yes, please. This is really depressing.
Why's that?
I'd like to think that I have more natural talent.
Yes, it is a little sad when you sidle up to the old easel there.
Now I'm asking myself, what does this look like? Yes, yours is so thick.
What's that?
I'm talking about the painting again. Let me clarify.
Jesus Christ, you're so worried I'm going to take you out of context. We're going to fucking have to watermark this whole episode so that's...
Your oil painting is very thick,
Yeah, it is.
and mine is like acrylic looking.
Well, good. However you want it.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Well, fucking thicken it up then, Kevin.
I want it
Jesus
to
Christ.
be instantly. Alright. We're gonna have to edit out the part you're yelling at me. It's gonna make me sound too emasculated.
Oh, yeah.
Eating snacks. Now we've got an idea. Thank you. We're also thinking about going to Las Vegas for 2 weeks.
2 weeks in Vegas?
No. I had a 2-week vacation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to
Oh,
Vegas.
2 weeks from time from now, you're talking about.
No, I mean, okay, forget the 2 weeks. I've got a 2-week vacation.
I'm just keep taking you out of context here, stupid. Tell me what you. Oh, no. That's
We're gonna have to edit out you calling me stupid too.
I know.
It's too emasculating. I'm trying to project an image here of a painter, of a serious artist.
Oh, like the cowboy painter or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 2-week vacation.
Okay.
I'm thinking about going to Vegas during that 2-week vacation.
Right.
It'll be my first.
How long are you
first time
thinking
there.
about staying in Vegas?
2 or 3 days.
That's about right.
I've never been before. How's that?
Oh, Vegas is. What's Vegas like? Interesting to see, sure. You a gambling man?
No.
Any interest, or would you be interested in any particular game?
No, we're gonna go see some shows.
Okay.
The Who are playing there.
Oh yeah.
We were thinking about seeing Penn and Teller. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw Penn and Teller a few. What was it? God, no. Wait, it was a long time ago. I saw them 11 years ago. But the point was they were very good.
I heard they were very good.
I'm sure they have a new act by now. Some of those Vegas acts can be hit or miss. I saw Chris Angel. He was good.
Really?
Yeah. I saw. You never saw such a fucking line to get into a like an event. Like people were crazy to see Chris Angel. He was like doing 1 million shows a day. And the tickets were expensive as hell too. And then we went to see fucking Carrot Top. He was good. We went to see, I don't know. I go pretty frequently with my dad.
You guys gamble?
We do. That's what we did together.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I could gamble.
I
I don't want to lose my money.
Yeah. The problem is it's very expensive to get in. Like you have to, like if you're sitting down at a $15 table, you shouldn't even sit down with less than $300 or $400, I would say. Because it's not, the streak of bad luck could hit you, you know, if you were playing with much less than that, and you wouldn't be able to overcome it. So that's my gambling advice. If you go downtown Vegas, there are still some $5 tables down there. If you just want to wet your whistle.
And do you like Vegas?
Gets old real fast. That's why I'm telling you not to not to spend much time there. You can.
I've never been, so I don't know.
Yeah, you can see some shows, and you can, if you're into fine dining, there's some good fine dining things there for you. But it's an expensive place to have a good time, and I think if you're going there with not a lot of money, like you can't have a lot of good time. Everything there is very pay to play. A lot of money to have fun. Unless you just want to go and sit by the pool and splash around and then kind of go see a show at night, maybe get dinner, and then that's fine too.
I might do that.
Yeah. But Japan is more exciting to me than Vegas.
Yeah, I think so too. I just haven't been to Vegas.
Right.
There's a novelty to it because I haven't been there before.
Of
It's
course.
famous.
Yeah, going into a new place is more interesting. You got any buddies in Japan who'll be happy to see their
No, I didn't.
their
keep,
buddy Kevi-san again?
No,
No?
no, I didn't
bad.
keep in touch with anybody. I'm gonna go to Hiroshima, and we're gonna hear from a atomic bomb survivor.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's gonna be wild.
Going to those drop sites would be a real fucking trip.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah. I think you owe it to yourself, though. It's good. I guess they've rebuilt Dresden or whatever by now, right? Like, still couldn't go there and see, wreckage. That would be crazy. That'd be, that they're just going to leave that there for 100 years or something.
Yeah, because it's. Well, I think Hiroshima they kind of rebuilt, but there's just got a few buildings. They keep like a few memorial sites.
Right. I went to Dachau in Germany, it's outside Munich. It was a concentration camp.
Oh, okay.
And they kept a bunch of it up. First of all, I feel bad for this little town, Dachau, that has to be, because you go there, it's just a little German town we grew up in, a little 4,000 seater, and then they're known forever, and they have to keep this thing running, so that tourists can. It's probably good for tourism. It's it probably provides a lot of jobs having the fucking concentration camp there. But I wonder if they it's all it was when it was back in the 40s. Maybe it used to be twice as big or 3 times as big, and then they were let's put up some fucking apartment buildings or something, and all we need to do is keep a little Dachau around so the tourists can take some pictures.
A little Dachau.
Just a little bit of Dachau left over. You been to any other countries?
No.
Damn, you never been to Mexico?
Nope.
Ah, you owe it to yourself to go to Mexico, man.
How's Mexico?
Mexico's great. You go there, they got a lot of good food, man. You into Mexican food at all?
Yep.
Match made in heaven, I say.
I guess you have to know where to go. Because
here's what you want to do, buddy.
I don't want to get my head chopped off by a drug cartel.
Oh, then never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I take it back.
Is it that
Then
good?
you shouldn't. You should go to Guatemala then. No, you should.
They got a lot of problems over there.
I think fear is a mile high and a mile wide and paper thin. You know, you just got to go break through, go see for yourself. Nothing to be scared of. What I would suggest doing is, if you've never been to Mexico before, go to Cancun. Do 4 or 5 days there.
Cancun.
That's right.
How expensive will that be, do you think?
I don't know, man. I bet you could get a total package where you'd get the flights and the hotel, you know, and transportation back and forth for like you and
A lady
what
friend?
would it cost for like a fucking 3-day 4-night or something?
Do I have to take my girlfriend, or do you think I could get away with taking somebody else?
Oh, you should take me. Leave the ladies at home. That's what I say, Kevin.
Is it cheating if you go?
Not if you go with me. Believe me. No hanky-panky. We're going to get one king-size bed, but we're going to sleep head to toe. So nothing untoward is going to happen. We'll sleep crissy-crossy. We'll make like a big capital T. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into this. Maybe if I don't go to Vegas.
Yeah, Cancun's rad. You stay on like there's a strip there where all the hotels are. It's like a little island almost right next to Cancun.
Now, is it gonna be like touristy? Is it gonna? Am I gonna feel like I'm in Florida, or is it gonna feel like I'm in Mexico?
You're gonna feel like you're in Mexico, and you're gonna because you walk out onto that strip, and like if you walk out of your hotel, you're just in Mexico essentially. Like even on this strip, it's like you're there, and then you can also take a bus downtown, like downtown Cancun into the city, which is great. You want to go to this? I think it's called. It's a torta restaurant. You never had a torta before?
No,
It's a
I don't think
Mexican
so.
sandwich, right?
Okay.
So they got these like you get a torta al pastor with the pork where they shave it off like a big spit rotisserie, and they shave it off, and then they make a sandwich out of it, and it's fucking unbelievable. Anyway, you go. I'll give you the recommendation. That's great.
What other countries?
And downtown Cancun, there's plenty of Mexicans. You're gonna feel like a real.
Whitey.
Oh no, just the opposite, like a real hombre sincero, you know? Sincero. You're gonna feel like a real fucking world traveler or whatever over there in Cancun. You'd think it would just be like a crazy touristy place, but Cancun is a huge city. It's like a...
Oh, it is? I just
yeah, it's like
got
a million
like a-
people. Not huge, but it's a big Mexican city.
I think of all those places as being like just spring break people.
Right.
Cancun,
I would say the
or
best
like
thing to
Palm-
do is not go during a classic spring break time if you can help it. But don't go over Christmas. Don't go over spring break. But
I have my vacation in
that's right.
August.
August.
I don't know if it's gonna be like scorching hot or.
You know, on 30 Rock, Tracy Morgan said, "I must be living in Horseville because all I'm seeing is naysayers." And that's what I'm feeling right now, man. You're just naysaying.
I am kind of a naysayer.
Yeah. You been watching any of the recent comedy specials?
No,
You see,
I want to, but I never get around to watching that type of stuff.
feel the same way, and they're just piling up on me now because a bunch of them have come out
Piling
recently.
up, and I'm kind of sick of stand-up.
Oh, you said it, buddy.
I kind of get it.
You fucking said it. God, you ever you play any instrument?
I have a guitar, but I can't really play.
Right. Well, there's something like really magical about a song, you know? And like you hear it and you're like, I can't even believe how you'd be a kid and you'd be like, I can't believe how they put the guitars all jangly or whatever and weird and something. And I don't know how they're doing these different noises. And then, like, you learn how to play the song on guitar, and, like, you've taken some of the magic away from the fucking song, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a magical thing anymore. It's just something I'm fucking stupid, and now I can make these noises myself. There was no magic here. It's just like a little trick. A trick of moving your hands at the right time. And there's something about that to comedy, too. It's like, all right, enough with the comedy.
Enough with the jokes.
Enough with the jokes. I get it. Jokes. Yep, I didn't expect you to say that. I get it. Poo-poo, pee-pee. Whatever. This guy fucked that guy. I don't like it when dicks do that to pussies and women do this and guys do that. It's like, all right.
I'm not sure what you're talking about right now, but...
Ugh. I know.
I'm going to take your word.
I can be opaque sometimes.
Oh god, this painting is so good. I need more white. You out of white?
You need white?
Yeah.
I got white for you, baby.
Yeah. I need a special color of white though.
That I connect. Oh shit.
How long are you supposed to wait when you're layering this stuff?
It takes forever to dry. It takes like 2 or 3 days to dry.
Oh really?
Yeah. You're really fucking out of white shit.
We don't have to get angry about it.
I have acrylic white. You want to mess around with that? See if it does anything?
No.
No?
No.
I mean, it's white color. It'll do something. Sorry about that.
It's real amateur production over here.
There had to be at least one fresh white. Did you use a white and go all the way through it?
No, there was this one that was not.
There was already a one missing from that sucks. I'm sorry, but white's real important with oil painting too, man. You need a lot of that white. I could always pause and go run out and get you some white.
No, that's all right.
I'm not just making the offer sarcastically. I'd really do it.
We might need to pause so I can eat some popcorn.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. I wish I had more white for you. You never think you could live in Japan, huh?
I might. I've thought about it before.
Yeah?
I think I would enjoy it. We'll have to see. I haven't been in a while, so I'm gonna go back and see what it's like. We're going to the major cities. We're going to Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, Nara. And then we're gonna visit like a village, a small village somewhere.
What are they doing in the village?
And then we'll see. There's gonna be a homestay.
Homestay in the village. Damn.
One night homestay. And then based on that, I'll see if that's something I would ever be interested in doing. Going back to Japan. I was hoping to move to LA.
Right.
You know I'm always talking about moving to LA.
Yeah, but
Hollywood.
And you're just that's why we call you Hollywood Biz.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say it's highly likely to happen. The thing is, like, I'm not
heard it all before, Kevin.
Well, the thing is, it's something that everybody in my family, me, my girlfriend, my brother, and my sister-in-law have all been talking about moving to LA.
Right.
So we're all kind of waiting for one of the other ones to move to LA first so they can get settled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a big workload there that everybody's putting
Somebody's
off.
going to have to bite the bullet and be the first one to go and make homestead for the rest of the campers.
Yep. None of us own a car. None of us have a job out there.
Right.
None of us know.
Well, that'll be what it is, right? Is that somebody will eventually, like, pre-arrange a job out there and then have an excuse to go.
I think what will happen is I'll just... when I came to New York, I didn't really have any game plan. I just packed up my suitcase, and then I stayed with my brother.
Right.
And I didn't know how long I was going to be out here for. So I'm thinking... I don't know anybody like that I would stay with. But I'm thinking, because I've been in New York, maybe I could try something like that, where I just go. Let's say I quit my job, and then I go sublet a place for a few months, or do like a Airbnb or something, some arrangement for like a couple months. And then I'll figure it out there. Biggest problem is like a car. The job I'm not really worried about because I can apply for jobs and I'll find something eventually. I think. Or I could get a shit job somewhere. But I haven't owned a car in almost 10 years. And so I haven't had to deal with like car insurance, buying a car, upkeep, driving on the freeway every day, like any of that type of stuff. Like I haven't had to deal with that. I don't really want to deal with that.
No, and from New York to LA, in one sense, is so night and day. It's not like you're moving somewhere where you're going to use your car occasionally and then public transportation occasionally or something like that. You're gonna be in that fucking car. It'll be going from never driving a car at all for any purpose whatsoever to in the car for 4 hours every day or something.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
That's the worst case scenario. I don't know. LA is like that, right? I mean, you're fucking
bad.
commuting everywhere, and commutes suck. And instead of being on the train for an hour, you're in traffic for an hour.
Yeah, but also it's like, I wonder how much of this I could learn shortcuts.
Yeah.
And cheat.
Yeah.
I read this blog post talking about people in LA that don't own cars. They just they work freelance from home, and then they Uber. They live in an area where there's stores down the block.
Yeah.
And then they just take a Lyft if they want to go somewhere, or Uber, and then they have a bike.
Oh, and this is how they're making it in LA without a car.
Yeah,
or,
they don't
completely
own a car.
not needing one. Yeah, that's cute. I would think that in LA you really do want to have a car. You went to LA before, right? Didn't you go visit for a few days?
A week, yeah.
Yeah. So you got the lay of the land there. You want to be able to go drive around to different shits in different neighborhoods. You have to be able to get to it. Maybe fucking hiring cars and then wincing every time you're not gonna be thinking, oh, aren't I a genius? Every time you have to get a $50 Uber from one part of town to another, you're gonna be going, oh my God, I can't believe this, what a waste of fucking money this is. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how much a car is. You don't own a car, right?
Nah, man.
So
we gave up old Loosey Goose back in, 2 years ago now or something.
Yeah, it's
That was my high school car, though. That was like the car I got when I was 16.
Really?
And I had it all this time, and I drove it all through college, and then I moved back up here in 2008, and it was just sort of sitting in my parents' garage out in Westchester, and they would they'd drive, like if they were going to a bad neighborhood or something, they would drive it there because they could like park it without worrying about it, you know?
That.
And if my mom was in between leases or something, because my mom leases cars, she would just drive it for a few months, you know, and then she could hunt around for the best lease deal and stuff. Anyway, but it was just it had all these problems. It was it just had a mechanical error where the fucking check engine light would go on for no reason whatsoever. And so every year you have to get it inspected in New York, and they'll turn off the light, and then you have to drive it for 70 miles without the light coming back on in order for them to pass you for the inspection. And it was some fucking problem we could not get a handle on, and so we would just like drive it like an angel for 70 miles, and then go right back to the can't even, gas station is what it was, but the mechanic, and he'd pass you. But we had to do that every single year. It was obnoxious. Otherwise, the car mechanically ran great. It was Toyota. You have a car growing up?
I first had a Ford Bronco.
Bronco? You had a Bronco?
It was a Bronco 2.
Yeah?
It was smaller than a Bronco.
All right.
Bronco
What color
2
was it?
is nice. It's gray.
Oh, cool.
Gray and black. That was my first car.
Yeah.
Bronco 2. The inside was all red. Like a burgundy red carpet, red.
Did you get it when you were 16?
Yeah.
So you'd have been 16 in 96, which means were you like driving a Bronco during the OJ trial or whatever?
No, this was a little bit after
a little
that.
after? Oh, that was like 94, right?
It was also like, that was like a white Ford Bronco.
I know, but
This was not a white Ford Bronco. This was a gray and black Bronco 2.
Okay.
But it was still...
I just thought how funny
People
would it be to
made
be
the
driving a Bronco during the OJ trial. That'd have been great.
I just watched the OJ documentary.
How was it?
It was great.
Yeah?
Made in America?
Yeah, was that the
forever.
one with the actors doing it, or
No,
was that the
that's
one
not-
with the documentary style?
They don't... I just said it was a documentary. They don't put actors in documentaries. Jason. Jesus.
Is this what I get for trying to emasculate you earlier in the interview?
Yeah, I'm trying to position myself as an artist.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I don't know what it...
Do you think if somebody's interviewing Bob Dylan, they sit there and bust his balls? Or do you think they talk to him like he's a genius?
Right. Oh, you want more deference paid. You want me genuflecting on my knees,
I am an emerging artist.
looking up with fawning eyes at the genius Kevin Bays. Well, Mr. Bays, let me tell you this about that.
Yes.
Oh, I got nothing.
You know the guy for that?
I don't think what?
The guy for that.
Same to you, pal. You a big Bob Dylan fan?
I like Bob Dylan.
Yeah. I got no problem with Bob Dylan.
I
Just
don't
not
know.
a huge... some people are real lovers.
I think he's great. I think all the praise of him and acclaim is worth it.
Oh,
I
he think he
lives up to
deserves
the
all
hype.
that.
Yeah, I think he's really operating on his own level there. So I get that. I don't know all the albums. I have a few of the greatest hits albums, and then like a live CD, a live album back when we were buying CDs.
I remember.
I probably had like close to 300 CDs at one time.
Easily.
Yeah, I had no idea that
I,
digital music was coming. I was just buying CDs.
I really snickered you, huh?
Yeah, I would go to the used CD store
Right.
and then just buy 2 or 3 CDs.
Did you have the binders with the slots in them?
Yeah, I had binders and I had
car.
a rack and then I had
Right.
So at some point they're not that expensive. You buy a used CD.
No, my parents for some birthday or another got me a 5 CD changer.
Yeah, I had
with
that.
a double tape deck too, man. And it was sort of it wasn't a boombox, it was like a stereo. And so maybe it was a 3 CD changer. But the point of the matter was, I could record shit onto tapes. We thought that was pretty hot technology back in the day, and I could record one tape onto another tape, so I could make my own mixtapes. That wasn't too shabby. This was of course before recording things directly to your own blank CDs really swept the world. And then I just had like all these like mixed CDs of songs that I'd put together. You'd rip them one at a time from various albums and stuff, and then put your own mixed CD together. Or just download things when that became available. You feel like you're living in interesting times?
Interesting times.
It's like we grew up. There's a bunch of shit that it kind of exists now that didn't exist when we were born, you know? As far as cell phones and computers and such. Internet.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's better, though.
I'm not saying better, I'm just saying interesting.
A little nostalgic. Might be a little old.
Yeah, you're getting a little grumpy in your old age there?
A little bit of a... What do they call it? Luddite?
A Luddite is somebody who fears technology, yeah.
You have to fear it? You can't just...
Who doesn't use it? Who is...
But likes... do you have to actually fear it? You have to be like
no,
the Unabomber?
Fear is the wrong word. You have to not adopt to new technology.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just not convinced it's like... I'm not convinced I'm benefiting that much. Maybe I am. Let me think.
I know what you mean there. What I would say is that now if you don't know something, all the world's knowledge is available to be known pretty immediately with your computer.
But do you know more? Do you actually know more stuff than if you just went to the library? I mean,
no.
20 years ago, if you were interested in learning stuff, you would have read the
newspaper. You go look up owls. You go get a book on owls. Yeah, I get you.
Subscribe to the newspaper, and you go to the library, and you read a lot, and I'm sure you would get the same amount of information as if you just looked up something on Wikipedia you're going to forget 5 minutes later.
Fair enough.
I mean, what's like... it's not like we're all researching stuff all day long on the internet. It's like a convenience thing.
Yeah.
But that convenience takes away the effort.
And the effort, losing the effort takes away, you think that hurts our retention in some way, pretty directly. Where it's like when you really had to go out of your way to know something, part of the, whatever chemicals are going through your brain, part of that experience, it's like helping you memorize things better in some way.
Yeah. Or maybe if you're interested in some topic, you go buy a book, or a couple of books, and then you keep those books, and you read it again. Rather than just...
Well, that's an interesting take on it. I get what you mean. That said, I'm so lazy. I'm thrilled at the convenience. And where before I would have just sat around wondering about things for 5 minutes and then probably letting 99% of them go, now how do you pronounce this word? Well, here's how you pronounce it. How do owls have sex? Well, here's how they have sex. I don't know why I'm on owls for some reason. But how, whatever the question could be, it's like, well, now I know. That's interesting.
Okay, now I have to balance this out. I'm really onto something here. I think this style of painting might kind of be the way everybody paints in the future.
Really pointing to the fences there. Jesus. That's a bold claim, I think.
I really think this painting is going to back it up, though. I really think I'm on to something here. Okay. What are you doing for dinner?
No thoughts. I'm going to I've been eating pretty badly recently.
I always eat bad.
Last night I had chicken fingers with French fries.
Oh, that's good.
And the night before
Where'd you get those from?
I got it from the diner. And then the night before that, I had spaghetti meatballs, which I got, and also cheesy garlic bread, which I got from like a local Italian slop shop.
I always eat.
And then I think the night before that, I had like boneless spare ribs with fried rice.
This is all fine.
Hey, better than fine.
That's what I like to eat too.
Yeah. For lunch, I usually eat pretty healthy. You know, I'll like roast vegetables and things like that, and just eat with rice or with like some baked chicken or something. But for dinner, I do pleasure seek with food. Actually, you know, and then like by the time at night, like I've had a few cocktails. I've had a little of the old Doge. I will. I'm weak, Kevin. And I'll succumb to that weakness.
You like drinking hard liquor?
Love it. Yeah.
I don't usually do that. I like beer.
Beer's all well and good, and in New York you can get it till 3 a.m., so it really has that going for it. Whereas goddamn hard liquor, you can't get it past midnight at the best.
Oh, really?
And most of the shops close at 10.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's like, and on Sunday at 9. God help you if you want to drink on a Sunday. It's like, they really want you going to work on Monday, you know? They're really trying to kick your drunk ass out of the liquor store and get you showing up to them jobs. But I like scotch. I drink scotch on the rocks. Cheap scotch, Dewar's. There's this scotch called Banknote that I could only find in Brooklyn Heights around my dad's apartment. But it's even cheaper than Dewar's, and it tastes just as good, maybe even a little better. And so whenever I'm in the neighborhood, I'll pick up a bottle, bring it back home. But I can't trust myself to have liquor in the house. I have to get like one night's worth.
Yep, I know that feeling.
Otherwise, I'll behave badly. Like I used to think like, oh, when I have my own apartment, I'm gonna have like a bar cart, you know, and I'll have my favorite vodka and my favorite scotch and my favorite whiskey and my favorite tequila and my whatever. Cut to like 3 weeks later, and I'm having like a tequila and club soda, fucking, and then you hear the last empty glass hit the bottom of the recycling bin. Give me a fucking break. It's too bad.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Turning 33 in June, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so I'm going to take some time off from drinking and alley-catting.
How long is that going to work for?
Well, I'm aiming for a year.
I'm not drinking?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying to do, too.
Right. How long did you make it?
And now, I treat myself to this fine beer.
That's right. Well.
This fine Belgium beer.
Well. The Belgians know what they're doing. I think Stella's the one that was like founded in 1280 or something like that. What does it say on here? Oh yeah, so founded in 1366. It's like, can you even go out of business if you're a beer company? Jesus Christ. Is there any better business to be in the world? 1366.
Getting this paint all over me. I'm gonna look into this Cancun. Oh, thank you. Do you want me to just talk while you're gone? And he shrugs. He's just gonna go into the bathroom. While he's gone, we'll just keep working and making this painting the best one ever. This canvas is a square, and initially I thought I would design it to look like an album cover. Perhaps a hip, cool album cover from the 60s and 70s. But now that I look at it, it's just a big turd. And if I was in a band, I would not go anywhere near this. Me and the listeners had a little time alone.
I think you guys get along better than without me, you know. You and the listeners just have an understanding that I don't think I'm I'll never be able to match that kind of intimacy.
Do you like is stand-up comedy all you want to do? Do you think you would be happy if you stopped doing stand-up and just started doing a podcast or started focusing on writing? Say you were writing short stories and you said, I'm just going to focus on this.
I have a stand-up project that I'm looking to complete, which is to say like a 1-hour comedy album. And I'm going to write 1,000 jokes and I'm going to compose my album out of those 1,000 jokes. So it'll take me another couple of years to finish the 1,000 jokes. And
now,
then
why do you
probably
need 1,000
another year or
jokes?
so after that to record the album. What's that?
Why do you need 1,000 jokes? Why can't you just
because human beings have 10 fingers and then 10 times 10 and then 10 times 10. The reason is because before I went on stage ever, I wrote 100 jokes. I took 10 topics and I wrote 10 jokes on each topic. And then I took those jokes in order to go on stage. And then it was like, I'd write 100 more, and then 100 more, and so on. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to aim for 1,000. And the other reason is because only 1 out of like 9 of my jokes are funny. So I need a lot of jokes. And that's what it about works out to, because like my jokes work out to be at 30 seconds a piece. So like 1,000 of them is 500 minutes of jokes, and then like 1/9 of that is about 60 minutes. So that's like that's an hour special.
1,000 jokes.
Yep.
And how many jokes of those are you gonna do? I lost.
I'm going to do about 120 of them.
120 jokes.
Out of 1,000.
And you feel like that will give you an hour.
That's right.
What's an interesting way of thinking about it?
Yeah.
When are you gonna organize these jokes? You're gonna put them into like a chunk, right?
Right. I mean, of course, already I've
written,
700 of them or something like that. So it's I've started to organize them. In various sequences. I just keep trying out different sequences of them. What about this order? What about that order? So some of that work is already being done. What I think I'm going to do is try to create some kind of grand narrative arc. Like I want my 120 best jokes, and then I'm going to try to find a way to put them together like puzzle pieces in the best way, with some sort of maybe story connecting them all together or something like that. It's
very conceptual.
Well,
This is how I think too.
Oh, is it?
I'm not sure it works though.
I'm not
your
sure
bubble.
it doesn't. At the very least, I'll have a
that's
ton
a
of
good
jokes.
answer.
I mean, what's the fucking downside that I'll just go through and do my jokes in a non-conceptual way, and I'll have a bunch of jokes.
Okay.
I don't really see there's no bad part about writing a bunch of jokes if you're a comedian. I mean, you can make the argument, it's better to work on your performance. It's better to work on your connection with the audience or your funny noises or something. But I think I think jokes are pretty good. I like jokes. So, all that being said, to get back to your original question, I want to complete that project.
You've got a goal.
And yeah, and I'm not
project.
letting my
You're
teeth
not
off
done.
of it until I finish that. Now after that, how much more stand up will I want to do? I think I'll continue to want to keep going, but I will probably rethink the way that I do jokes after that point. I will not write another 1,000 jokes in order to come up with another thing like that. I'm going to probably do my stand up a different way.
Well, what is it? See, the issue is, what does that got to do with like doing it professionally? Like when you get, you gonna like go out and do this over and over again
Yeah.
and make money?
Oh, like
And then-
what's the business plan here? Is what you're saying, or what?
No, I just mean like you're gonna have to. I mean, stand-up comedy is not like writing a novel
Yeah.
where you just tinker with it or you have some sort of goal. I mean, you have to keep doing it over and over again, and if that's what you're gonna focus on, then I'm sure you're gonna want to make money doing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
So
obsessed with the idea of making money from stand-up comedy.
Well, then,
I think of it more of as an art project. Like,
how are you
gonna
gonna
finish.
focus on it?
What's that?
How are you gonna focus on it?
Well, I've been focusing on it.
So you're going to. And this is gonna take a few more years.
Yeah. No, in the meanwhile, I'll have to work. I'll have to do a day job. I will. But then you asked me more about, like, what about other projects? What about stand-up having supremacy in
Yeah.
your life and shit like that? Well, I have a book that I wrote a first draft on. I have another book that I want to write, like a book of comedic stories and stuff. And I'm, whatever it is, 5% of the way to finish to writing that. But I've started it. I want to do some other, media projects and things like that that might be potential pay sources, or they might get me, some sort of attention potentially that would lead to getting paid by somebody else. I think of everything as like a project that I want to do. Like even this fucking podcast, I'm not doing this forever. Like I'm not going to do it into perpetuity every week until the sun crashes into the earth. I'm going to do 10 of them or something, and then I'll release them, and that'll be that. That is season 1 of this podcast or whatever. It's like I do not like the idea of having a looming thing over my head where I've got to, every week I got to produce a new. Ugh. That's not the way I want to operate.
That's what I don't like about stand-up.
What in particular?
That I feel like I have to be doing it all the time. Or I have to be doing it every week. And I don't always have the desire. I don't have the desire to do it all the time.
I say to let that go is great. I've had this conversation different ways with different people, but some people are just really obsessed with doing open mics over and over and over again, and this is the way they're going to improve, or this is the way they're going to succeed. This is the way they're going to get into the clubs. Just by the magic of doing 25 open mics a week, they are going to, force something to happen in their life. And I think those people definitely get more bar shows and stuff like that. If that's what's up your alley. But that's why I'm project based like this about my own thing with the stand up. Mm-hmm. If I was focusing on how many fucking bar shows I got, or how many mics I was doing a week, or how I was generally being perceived in the comedy community, or something like this, or how am I doing versus my peers, I'd start eating my own face. I mean, I just could not. I can't live with that frame of mind. because I'm not getting the bar shows, and I also don't want to change my personality or change my method in any way. That's going to it just doesn't make sense to me.
That was excellent.
Now's my private time with the listeners. Kevin, shut up, Kevin. Well, Kevin washes his hands. He's totally powerless. Just has to take my emasculation. He keeps trying to portray himself as the tough artist type. That archetype. The take no shit artist.
Is there more beer?
In the fridge.
Thank you very much. You're a very generous host. Oh, there's one more. Only one?
Only one, yes. Well, we could go to the CVS, where they basically know me by name. Those poor people. It's funny, they don't sell tobacco anymore, you know, and they all have T-shirts on where they like ask me about how to live a tobacco-free lifestyle or whatever.
I'm coming over there.
Right, but then they also they just sell beer till 3 a.m. every single day. I don't really understand what line in the sand they're drawing. Plus, they sell nicotine gum and lozenges, right? So they're still selling the same nicotine addictive product. I understand.
Isn't that crazy? They used to sell tobacco at the pharmacy.
Oh yeah, well they sell alcohol at the pharmacy. It is the exact same irony. Alcohol is drugs, man.
Well, that's true.
Alcohol is drugs, and tobacco is drugs, and not drugs in the Aleve ibuprofen sense. Drugs in the recreational, fun time sense. Did that need to be elaborated? Who did understand what the distinction I was making there?
We need to think about dinner.
You and I?
Because I'm getting hungry, yes.
All right.
You don't have to have dinner if you have plans, or if you want to be alone.
Are you done
burrito.
with the painting? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm done with the painting and I'm hungry.
Hey, buddy, dinner time then.
But I don't want to plan out your evening for you. We were doing this podcast. We don't have to, not under any obligation to feast with me or have me over for the entire night.
You're being too self-effacing. Of course, I'd love to spend the time with you. Are you in the mood for any type of food?
That's a good question. I don't know what you do. Is there stuff you usually order around here? Do you order?
You want to order in? Is that what you're itching at? Yeah, there's plenty of stuff I order.
I'd rather order in.
Yeah, sure,
so
man.
I can relax and finish this beer, and then maybe we can watch something.
You know what? Finish that beer. Go get some more beer. That's what I say.
Oh no.
Party Central.
I said relax, not.
Fuck you, man. You could just cheer me on. How does that sound? Yeah, that's cool. I like well, what are you in the mood for, man? You want more Italian-y stuff? You want more? You know what I like? I like there's banh mi, like Vietnamese sandwiches. There is a sushi place I order from if you're in the mood for that. There is
Is it a Japanese place, an actual Japanese place, or is it like a?
It's called Makaku. I mean,
Vietnamese family who's
pretending
to be Japanese.
I didn't go. Oh, I did go down there once. I believe they are Japanese. If I'm being honest, they could be Koreans. I'm not. Perfect on that, on my Korean Japanese distinction, but I think they were Japanese.
Thai might be safer. Do you have a Thai place around here?
There is Thai place, man. You up for that?
I'm up for Thai. Thai is always good.
Let's do that, man. I can get a fucking drunken noodle or something.
I'm missing a cap. Well, this painting is something turned out a lot different than I thought.
What did I say, man? It's like there ain't no control in the oil, baby. The oil controls you.
It's I'm not sure it's good, but it's a lot more freeing than I thought.
Did you enjoy painting it? Was it kind of like a fun experience?
No. Well, the problem is the same thing I have with anything creative. Is
right.
If I want it to be good, it's not enjoyable. It's like,
oh, is that so?
Oh yeah.
It's interesting. What's the deal with that?
I mean, if it would be fun, it would be like, going out to dinner and drinking and watching a movie is like fun.
Right.
And then like if I was writing something or painting or performing, then I'd be like, okay, let me focus.
Oh, and the issue of having to focus makes things...
Well, I think it's more like you have standards.
Yeah.
You have preconceptions.
But there's no fun to be found even in that?
No, it's, I would say it's satisfying more than fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's more fulfilling than fun.
Okay. Well, was there anything fulfilling about painting the painting?
Yeah.
Really? I'm happy to hear it.
There's a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, that's great.
And I was surprised by some of what I came up with here.
Cool.
Definitely not what I would have imagined. I took a couple acting classes.
Yeah.
And they were very big on this idea of like letting go of all your preconceived notions.
Yeah.
And what they would say, like their philosophy was that like spontaneity and creativity and patterns can't like coexist.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like you practice something and you do it over and over again. And if you do it that way, that's not spontaneous.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So you gotta let go of that. You have to constantly take your ideas and just let go of them so you can see what happens. Because you're going through a process anyway. If you are an actor, you're gonna memorize the script and then rehearse and then analyze the scene and then talk about stuff. You're going through that process anyway. So when it comes time to actually do it, maybe it's better to just let go of what you think you should be doing and just see what happens. You've already got a foundation there. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. It's a theory, I guess. I guess I start to wonder how practicable it is. It's like if you've practiced something a certain way a certain number of times, like there's a groove cut and you're gonna just start doing the things that you've probably pre-practiced.
Yep.
And I certainly understand what she's driving at, which is that you want to have a fresh appearing acting scene where it seems like it's really happening, it's like as opposed to
in the moment. Yeah,
you want to seem in the moment as opposed to a preconceived thing. That seems to be a part of the point of acting, but God, I just don't know. Did you like the class?
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought she was. Did she seem wise? Like she knew what she was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I should just shut up and take the advice.
Also with that, you can watch people do the same thing twice. That was probably the most enjoyable part of taking an acting class.
Yeah.
Is if somebody does something. Right. You do a monologue or you do a scene with your scene partner. Right. And then the teacher gives you adjustments and stuff like that, and then you do it again. So when you're watching it, you can see the difference. You can see how it seemed like the first time they were performing.
Yes.
And then the second time it seemed like they were just talking.
Well, that really makes you believe it, I imagine, to see it really done professionally before your eyes. Did you take any acting shit in college or do any kind of stuff like that before?
I took one acting class senior year of college.
Senior year you took it? That's funny.
Because I always wanted to take an acting class, and I thought before I graduate, it was like on my college bucket list. So I took like a summer acting class.
We all have our college bucket list, of course. Well, like dream classes that we just cannot graduate without taking.
When you're in college, you can do anything.
You sure can.
And you can take any class.
Don't I know it?
And I was like, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this. And you fill out your schedule. And so senior year, I was like, well, I've always wanted to take an acting class. So I should just take like acting 101 or whatever, or the drama class. The teacher was like, maybe very nervous. It was not a good beginning acting class. Yeah. He did not like bring you into it. I was like very
terrible, man, because you don't want. That's the exact worst thing that can happen, man. You want to be somebody who's like totally engaging and gets you into it.
Yeah, it definitely made me not want to be an actor.
Sucks, man.
because I asked the teacher like after a few weeks. I was the most self-conscious person in the class.
Oh,
I
yeah.
felt very uncomfortable being in there.
Were you more in your shell back
Yeah.
then, you'd say?
No, I'm still in my shell. I just got used
Trying
to
to put it in a polite way, you know.
What does that mean?
What I was trying to say is, I was not trying to bring up that you are still fairly introverted. I was trying to just remark, were you more, in your shell then?
I would say I had less experience
Okay.
being in my shell. Equally in my shell.
You just got more comfortable.
Yeah, I've gotten more comfortable being uncomfortable
Oh, I see.
because I've done improv and stand-up comedy and acting classes, and so I've gotten used to being like, okay, let's just do this anyway.
Right.
Which I didn't have that. I didn't know how to do that at the time. Yeah, so then after a couple of weeks of this class, I was like, I wasn't good at it at all. I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I asked the teacher, like, well, how do you think it's like going? Or he's like, well, you should know I'm also grading on effort. Isn't that a total douchey thing to say?
Oh, he was trying to reassure you, I think, you know?
This is not what I wanted to hear. Well, I say, how's my acting? And he says,
Like,
well, I'm
you're
also
I can see how
grading
hard
on
you're trying.
effort. So don't worry about failing.
Right. I took a college acting class freshman year, and we did not do a single academic thing the entire semester, and we had one monologue at the end of the semester that we had to perform, and that was the only thing that we'd be graded on for the entire semester, essentially. And as long as you went to class or whatever, I don't think there was anything else even being accounted for, even if you didn't go to class. So I did something from shit. Wasn't Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. It was an absurdist play about two guys. Oh, Waiting for Godot. That's what it
Okay.
was. It was Waiting for Godot. And it's two guys waiting in the desert for a guy who never comes, and they have a conversation with each other. That's the whole play. And then while they're waiting there in the desert, like some people walk by, not the guy they're waiting for, and one of them is like an absurd idiot, and he has this like 3-page long speech that he speaks in gibberish. It's got real words in it, but it's not, there's no, it's not proper English. It's just all gibberish of language. And so I took a minute of that. And what my concept was that I was going to put up a chair, and then I was going to sit in the chair upside down with my feet up where my head should be, and then my head down where my feet should be, and I was going to do the whole gibberish monologue a minute of it that I had memorized. So I'm up the whole night before trying to memorize the monologue, and I had it memorized, and then I went in front of the class like at 11 a.m. or something. And then I put the chair there, and I put my feet up in the air, my head down on the ground, and the blood rushes to my head, and I cannot remember even the first word of whatever it was that I was supposed to be saying, much less the rest of it. And I'd been up the whole night before, and she gave me an F. And then I was able to go and do it again in her office with nobody watching, and she ended up giving me a B- for the year. Which was kind.
I'm going to take a photo of this painting.
Sure.
It's you in the background. Drinking. If you'll excuse me, my roommates are texting me.
Sure. All right, we're all done here. Thank you very much for